In the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, the world is becoming an increasingly smaller place. We are now more connected than ever. People are dying. Many are losing jobs. Loved ones are being separated as preventative measures are being taken to flatten the curve. The most vulnerable amongst us have become even more vulnerable. Now more than ever, it becomes imperative for each of us to take responsibility for all of us. The future of the world is in our hands.
Dramatic changes in the global climate are intensifying rifts and inequalities around the world, but they also present an opportunity for real transformative change in our approach to inclusivity. We're in a time where our old habits are completely toppled and a new time of growth is emerging, specifically in our approach to human interaction and connections. We're in a time where we can be creative and cultivate new ways to form connections undetermined by country, age, race, or gender. Inclusivity is the key to diversifying our processes, practices, and ideas in a time when we need it the most.
It's in times of crisis that inclusion offers open hearts and minds to bridge the gaps between communities. And it's within this meeting point that we can face the struggles of COVID-19, self-isolation, xenophobia together. And it's at the end of this journey that we will come out as a stronger, more cohesive community.
To me, inclusion is very simple. It means that no one is left behind. That as organizations, as individuals, when we are designing processes and systems and policies and programs, we design them with the most marginalized and the most vulnerable in our communities in mind. We know from past experience that trickle-down inclusion doesn't work. We need a fundamental shift in how we think about inclusion and making sure that by design, by intention, everything we do includes the most marginalized and the most vulnerable. And by default, everybody else will also benefit from it.
I think, especially during these times, inclusion is all about carving a new way to do things together even when we're physically apart. It could be sharing good news stories online, or even if it's a smile and wave through the window. Inclusion is recognizing and acting on my own capabilities, no matter how small they may seem in the grand scheme of things, and having respect and compassion. Inclusion is hope and power and passion, even in these times of discomfort and uncertainty. Inclusion is to be loved and love unconditionally.
I think about what inclusion means to me, or why it even matters. I am immediately drawn to this concept or idea of pathways. And within these pathways are adults navigating their way through, finding new answers and approaches to learning about who they are, but more importantly, who they want to become. Inclusion matters because every child raised in a broken home, experiencing intergenerational impacts caused by mental illness, by colonization, by the incomprehensible traumas associated to the development and governance of residential school systems internationally, are real.
Inclusion matters to us because it is about progress and bringing meaningful changes. As the culture, inclusion supports the fair treatment of individuals, granting equal access to opportunities and resources. Inclusion brings together the diversity of people with different background and experience for the success. If under normal circumstances, inclusion plays a significant role, then under current uncertainty, it becomes even more critical.
As new pathways emerge and new norms are being formed through these precarious times, our responsibility is to ensure no one is left behind. The most disadvantaged and least privileged of us must first be accounted for: our seniors, youth, people living in poverty, those at risk of homelessness, ensuring that we stay safe so that our frontline and essential workers can be safe. This is what inclusion means to me.